Morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Monday, April 11th, 2026. Recent fire activity is shown on this map with prescribed fires in purple and wildfires in yellow and red. We have seen quite a few wildfires over the weekend in Utah and Nevada. Most of these were on the smaller side. There was one down south of Vegas that was just under about 50 acres, it looks like, but otherwise the fires were generally small, but definitely seeing an uptick. And with the weather we're expecting this week, we will likely see more. Precipitation for the past 7 days is shown here. We did see some precip move through central Nevada and into northern Utah last week, otherwise dry over Idaho and the southern Great Basin. Fire danger charts show that we are sitting above normal for the time of year pretty much across all of our PSAs with the warm weather that started to move in. Our forecast line is shown in green here for both Nevada and Utah, but pretty much everywhere across the Great Basin. The warm and dry air that's moving in and has already started to move in will continue to cause ERCs to skyrocket really over the next 7 days with warm and dry, generally warm and dry conditions, and we'll see some of these values moving up to the historical maximums. This morning's satellite imagery is showing that high pressure ridge in place across the Great Basin. This is bringing very warm temperatures near records for much of the area for the next couple of days and quite low humidities as well. So for today, high pressure ridge dominating the picture here. We do see a low pressure system off the coast that will be moving in midweek. Ventilation rates are high today. Some gusty winds are in place this afternoon or will be in place this afternoon, mainly over eastern Idaho and into western Wyoming, where we'll see gusts up to possibly 40-45 miles an hour or so, with some breezy winds over eastern Nevada. Mixing heights are generally high across the area. Minimum relative humidity today are quite low across Utah and Nevada with single-digit RHs, slightly higher over Idaho, but our maximum temperatures are very hot for the time of year. We'll see 103 in Vegas with highs near 90 in Reno, 90 in Salt Lake, and the mid to upper 80s in Idaho. So a very hot day for the first half of May. On Tuesday, high pressure ridge continues to dominate over the Great Basin. We'll see that low moving a little bit closer inland, and our ventilation rates still remaining very high. Winds die down a bit tomorrow for much of the area, but we will see the winds starting to increase over far western Nevada ahead of that low beginning to draw closer to the Pacific coast. And mixing heights are very high again tomorrow. Minimum relative humidities continue to remain dry on Tuesday with single-digit RHs, and we'll see the values coming down across the north as well. Another hot day on tap for tomorrow with highs near 96 in Boise. Very hot for the time of year area-wide. On Wednesday, the low moves into the Pacific Northwest at Northern California, bringing very strong winds across much of the area. We'll see some precipitation with this low, but mostly across the north, so dry, gusty winds across the southern Great Basin will definitely be a concern for Wednesday. Ventilation rates are elevated. For those winds on Wednesday, again, we can see they're going to be very strong over eastern Nevada and into much of western and southern Utah and the Arizona Strip with gusts 30 to 35 miles an hour or so. We do still have some green up occurring out there, but our cheatgrass is in various stages of curing. So certainly some strong winds with a ignition here or there could definitely be a problem on Wednesday. Mixing heights are still pretty high on Wednesday. Looking at the precipitation for Wednesday as that low moves through, we'll see mostly precip coming to the central Idaho mountains with some light showers further south over the Snake River Plain and maybe far northern Nevada. There's a little bit of moisture that could pop off some thunderstorms and some showers over the higher elevations of Utah. Otherwise, this is really looking like generally pretty dry further south. Minimum RHs are still going to be in those single digits to low teens across Utah and Nevada. So the three-day precip total is just showing what we're expecting to come in on Wednesday, otherwise dry before that. And the clearing index is very high for the next few days in Utah. On Thursday, the low continues to move eastward through the geographic area. We'll see some winds, gusty winds continuing across eastern Utah on Thursday. Not really looking for any precip to continue into Thursday. Ventilation rates still looking pretty good. On Friday, another low looks like it's starting to move into the off the northern Pacific coast there, but generally westerly flow is in place across much of the area. And that'll kind of continue into Saturday. Warm for the time of year, certainly, but not as hot as we're expecting today and tomorrow. As we head into next weekend, ventilation rates still looking pretty good. And then on Sunday, another little low moving through the Great Basin, bringing strong winds again, and maybe a little bit of precipitation, but not really looking for any kind of widespread precip coming on Sunday. So certainly another wind event to look for on Sunday. Ventilation rates still looking high. 7-day precip totals are shown here, really just looking for the precip on Wednesday and then maybe a little bit more next weekend. The extended forecast for May 18th through the 24th calls for continued above normal temperatures across much of the area, below normal precip over our northern portions, and perhaps a chance of above normal precipitation starting to move into the far southeast corner of the Great Basin. That concludes today's briefing. Please check back on Wednesday for the latest updates.